Someone has commented that the words he hears me speaking about playing the piano could also be about life. That's it in a nutshell. Every time I try to learn something new, it's always the same thing. I'm always running up against the same thing. It almost seems as though I'm never going to get it right. This can be everything from pottery to learning to make a kimono. I took a class in kimono making. There were about 20 women in the class, and it was taught by a woman from Japan. It was at an adult education course at a college in my area. The first day she spread the material out on the table, and we all stood around while she got ready to begin cutting it. She smoothed it out, and she smoothed it out. I kept smoothing it out. She'd walk around to the other side and look at it and do a little more smoothing. I mean, it was all ready. I could see that. What's this? Well, all right. This is part of her thing, I decided. She kept smoothing. This must have gone on for about 10 minutes. Then she began her cutting. The way the class operated was we were instructed individually, depending on where we were on our project. There were sewing machines in the other room. We would be told what to do with our given piece and go and stitch it up. Most people used sewing machines. There were a few Japanese women that sewed by hand. And then you'd have to dash back so that you could get in line to receive further instruction. This required speed because you didn't want to spend the afternoon in line. So as soon as I knew what to do, I would make a beeline for the machine and I would zip up my seams and I'd come back and get in line. She would always look up at me with her bright eyes and say, "Oh, you're so fast, very fast." I was quite proud of that. Yes, I meant fast. And it took a semester before I started to wonder, was she really saying that I was too fast? I know I do tend to get a little pleased with my own speed. So I decided that the next meeting I would make my kimono by hand. I told her I was going to do this. She gave me a look of such tender pleasure, as though I had just given her a reward for her teaching. "Oh, you want to make by hand? Not so fast. Okay, next time you bring scrap material." Scraps of material she wanted. Okay, I could do that. Meantime, though, I went ahead. I already knew what the first steps were, so I had done all those initial steps. So I brought them all ready for the beginning of the assembly. And when she got to me and I showed her my cut pieces for the new kimono and that I was ready to make this one by hand, I said, she said, "You get scrap of material." So I went and got some little scraps and brought them up. What would she want with these scraps, I wondered. She looked at me and said, "Today we learn to sew." It wasn't even about kimonos. It was about how I hold the needle, how I use the thimble, How do I hold the fabric? Where is my mind? That's my addition. Obviously, that's what it was about. It was about me slowing down and doing the basic things. How is my finger moving on the harpsichord? That took me 2 or 3 years. I was fortunate enough to have a teacher that cared that much.